Okay, this day's all gonna be about 9/11 energy, okay, on the 24th anniversary, right? 2001, they told us never forget. And, I don't think many of us have. So 24 years later, now we have the Jets. They cut wide receiver Xavier Gipson after his costly fumble in the season opening loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, all right? It's not a coincidence, okay? This is a Xavier Gipson, and that's Gipson with a P, Gipson. Middle name Jamar, so Xavier Jamar Gipson, American professional football wide receiver and return specialist. He played college football for the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks and was signed to the New York Jets after going unselected. And that's in the 2023 draft, right? I think I have this video here that we're going to try to play.
We released Xavier Gipson, and we will be bringing some other guys. We already brought one guy in, Isaiah Williams, who I know. He was with us in Detroit. I think 23 or 24. He was with us. And then we're going to look at some guys that's in-house. And I want to be known that decisions that's made are not rash decisions, and they're never based off of one incident. So, and I will keep it at that. Xavier is a really good player. He's going to play in this league, but I felt there was time for us to move on in another direction. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay. And I think I have another one here. Let's see. No, I don't. So we're going to get right into it here. And I save all of these. I do them on Google Slides, but then I download them to Canva. And then I erase them off of Google Slides because I've done so many of these that I try to save my storage with my Google accounts so I don't got to create so many. So, Canva and Google Slides both great for doing these. So look, this I guess you don't want to fumble the football if you're in the NFL or any football league, as that probably, could lead to a cutting. And you see in the language, fumble and cutting both have that 31 right there. Now, that's trending as well. And Charlie Kirk just got assassinated. I have that story coming up. He just got assassinated at age 31. So now I see how that connects with that trending story. And today's going to be a big day for stories. You're going to see a lot of twos, like twins, right? On this 24th anniversary of 9/11. You'll probably see some 19s, 91s and such. But you see cutting and fumble equal 31 right there. Xavier Gipson was born in 2001. That's the 9/11 year. He was born it looks like a few months before. Right, you see that? About what, 6 months roughly? You see, he was born in 2001, the year 9/11 happened. He's on the Jets, right? Jets planes. You see the thumbnail I made there. He also has green. There's been a lot of green. The Philadelphia Eagle guy, that was connected with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and 9/11 as well. Jalen Carter of the Eagles, he spit on Dak Prescott. Eagles got the green. Green Bay Packers were trending with picking up Micah Parsons from the Cowboys. So we got more green here with the Jets and their colors. But Xavier Gipson, born just before 9/11, and of course he's on the New York Jets, and of course he's trending now. Okay, and yeah, he did have the fumble. This is a presentation of the National Football League. They tell you that. Okay? This is to distract us from what we have to do on a day-to-day basis, which we have to just find different ways to cope with it, right? Okay? You know what we have to do to get by. Um we do it. You got to do what you got to do, but it sucks, right? And you see right there, September 11, 2001, the September 11 attacks. And this is like, this is what history is. This is what history tells us. I remember where I was at this day, as many out there might as well, but you see dude is born in that same year. Now he's trending on the anniversary. He This decision of him getting cut, a person with the with knowledge of the decision told the Associated Press on Wednesday. You see that right there? Wednesday is 25 weeks and 4 days before Xavier Gipson's birthday, and 9/11 was on the 254th day of the year. You see that? Some of these numbers they're just going to stick with me. I mean, they said never forget, and I don't usually forget because I mean, this is an event that has been well covered by me and other decoders. You see September 11, the 254th day of the year, and we get news 25 weeks, 4 days before Gipson's birthday of his cutting. Even cutting has 94 in the ordinal cipher, like World Trade Center, 94 in reverse reduction. You see right there? And Rudy Giuliani, I think it was 94 days after or before his birthday that he got in the car wreck. I can't remember, but it was 94. It was before or after his birthday he got into a car wreck that was recently trending. He was the mayor of New York during 9/11, and crash equals 49. He got into a car crash. There was other 94s. I think he became the mayor of New York in 94, New York City, if I remember correctly. I have that video. If you wanted to, you could go just scroll back on the videos I have and you could watch that. And there was other 94s as well, because I think they said he was driving a Ford Bronco, Rudy Giuliani. And remember, the O.J. Simpson Ford Bronco chase was in 94. So we get this 94 again with cutting. And again, you see how that syncs up with 9/11 with World Trade Center right there. And I don't know why my nose is running. I'm not somebody who really tends to get sick or anything. I don't even like to say it, and speak it into existence. But yes, got the runny nose this AM. And wow, because this game was a 2-point loss against the Steelers, and this was week 1. This game was even on the day Tupac got shot, and then he died 6 days later. So you see, there's that 2 right there. I mention it, and voila, 2 buildings with 9/11. I mean, one crumbled a little bit later, but they talk about the Twin Towers. Yes, they were primarily made of steel, and this fumble, Xavier Gipson in week 1 was against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers. I want to shout out Richard West because I'll never forget he did a video on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Geez, it was probably like 7 months ago or something, or it might have been last NFL season, whenever, 8 months or whatever. I don't know, but I think there was like a player who was caught stealing or something like that, or there was someone caught stealing, and it was connected to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I won't forget that. Well, I guess I will forget a little bit, but I pretty much remember that, and I just won't forget. But look, I mean, shout out to Richard West. I appreciate what you do. And so every time I think of the Steelers now, I think of that. But yes, the World Trade Center towers were primarily made of steel. This fumble was against the Steelers, the member of the New York Jets. Jets like planes. Okay, 2-point victory. And notice their records, they both land on 1-1. Or excuse me, Pittsburgh 1 win, the Jets 1 loss in week 1. Remember, New York equals 111. Okay? And the towers look like an 11, stayed 11. New York stayed 11. All of that, right? And all of these tragedies, these events sync up. Again, that game, September 7, the day Tupac 2 got shot, died 6 days later. Tupac, 2-point victory for the Steelers. You see that? Twins, 9/11 anniversary. You kind of see how that works out, don't you? Even Xavier's got 34 in reduction. Pittsburgh has the victory with 34 points. Add up the score, you get 66. Total score, Xavier Gipson has the 66. What do you think about that? You could probably put together like 4 or 5 decodes on this story and come and have different stuff that connects. Okay, so shout out to my fellow decoders out there. Preferably not pushed to the top and put in front of us to kind of gather us all together. Preferably, the lower tier, mid tier decoders. You don't get to just be good at something on YouTube and climb to the top of any community that they put us in. That's not how it works. They're going to have agents at the top of a community. You're not going to organically just become the top of a community on YouTube. That's not how it works. Do you understand? Those are going to be people giving you truth, but it's controlled. Okay? And, you'll see the chaos ensue if you connect yourself with one of them somehow, some way, and then you go against their narrative. You'll see the attacks come out. You'll see the bots come out as they try to shut you down. This is all, it's like magic, right? Don't fall for those characters. You know what I'm saying? They're nobody to look up to. It's okay to get information from them, but go your own way. I think I present pretty good information here. Most of my videos get 20, 30 views, okay? Think about it. It's not nothing to do with the information's worse or better. That's just not how it is. And I've been attacked by those characters before because I went against their narrative. Okay? Even low key speaking out against some of them. And I don't really like to do the drama thing. I kind of like to go against the grain and call it out because it's kind of a distraction from this. And division it's not the way to go, you know? But I do have a low key disdain, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. No Diddy, but yeah, I just, trying to be as organic as I can with this. And you can see he's got the 3 on the jersey here. New York equals 33. He's in his 3rd season, and he was born in the 3rd month right there. This even connects with 9/11, and this is a death number right here, 38 with his birthday, the 3rd month and the 8th day. Even the 8-3 the other way, murder, death, killing, RIP all equal 38. So that syncs up with tragedy. Murder and morgue got the 83. Okay, and again, he's born just before 9/11. They had Aaron Rodgers. There's an Aaron Rodgers connection there too, because his new team is Pittsburgh, and his old team was the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, like airplanes. You could probably go down the roster and catch a lot of that too. I can see here, I just put it in here like this. New York Jets 165, Xavier Gipson 165. And look how similar that is to 156. Okay? The 156 prime number is 911. So you see you get the 165s here. You just flip the 6 and the 5. Look at Xavier's got 83 and 38. Did I not put that? No, I didn't. Xavier's got 83 and 38. That's his birthday. Xavier's got, yeah, look at that. 83 and 38. Wow, Gibson's got 82 and 28. And he's got 82 on some of the pictures on his jersey. Right there, 82. You see that right there? So it's even almost 83, huh? Right? Gibson 82. So you see there's plenty here. Cut has 19 right there. Kind of like the 11th day of the 9th month, 119. Chaos equals 19. And there's going to be more. There's going to be more within here. Xavier Gipson's got 159 right there. I believe Donald J. Trump has the 159. So, we could go that whole route and we can get a whole bunch of Trump connections, obviously, that assassination with Charlie Kirk. It looks like is this another video? Oh, yeah, I got another video here. Look at that thumbnail. Kind of speaks for itself. So, I hope I made this semi-easy for you to understand, as it can get deeper. And, there are decoders out there who can go deeper on that. Let's play this.
Xavier, just what happened on that play?
Seeing the lane, low key really got excited, try to make a play. He got a hand in. Yes, sir. That's it.
How tough is that? Just being a play in the game.
In that position, that particular play, it'd probably be the worst time to fumble. Fumble bad anyways. I put stress on the D and put them in a bad position. No matter, you can count all the good plays or whatever happened in the beginning, but that was the main play that you got to secure in that situation.
And how'd your team rally around you, I guess, to give you a little bit of
Oh
support?
yeah, positivity. They know what I can do. They believe in me. Coaches believe in me. But with that being said, like I said, that's the worst situation to put my team in.
But like I said, it can't happen, and I got to be better.
I feel you did a good job just instilling sort of that identity you guys want to run on.
Xavier Gipson sounding very professional there. Who caused the fumble? Like, was it, I don't know if that was him, number 14 right here. And I don't even know, did we like watch the fumble? I don't know. I couldn't really find maybe we saw it at the beginning, but you see Aaron Rodgers right there, 4 touchdowns, 22 of 30. So there's probably a lot of look. You get Jaylen Warren rushing yards right here, 11 carries. But Jaylen, think about Jay-Z with the 9/11 release of the blueprint. Aaron Rodgers like airplanes. You're going to get a lot of that symbolism in here as well with the names, I'm sure. So up next is the Buffalo Bills. You see right there. You could get a lot of symbolism there if you wanted to. Bills, maybe like Bill Belichick. Remember the Patriots, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady became great after 9/11. Don't forget Donald Trump tried to buy the Buffalo Bills as well. We have that assassination trending with Charlie Kirk. Don't forget that. So yeah, so we're gonna expect a lot of this 9/11 energy. Wow, Xavier Gipson is age 24. Oh yeah, born right before 9/11. We already talked about that. So let's scan down the article as you look at that pick right there. Before I get out of here, I like to just scan down the article just to see if anything may pop out, like a 19 or like an 11 or anything like that, which I'm not really seeing. But who will they tell us who knocked the ball loose? Who caused the fumble with Xavier Gipson? Oh, look at that. Steelers running back Kenneth Gainwell. Look, you get another Ken right there. Costly fumble by slapping the ball out of Xavier Gipson's hands. Remember, the Duchess of Kent died, and Ken Dryden, the goalie, Montreal Canadiens, great legend, he died. Ken Flores, his cause of death was released 7 months after his death. That stuff's all trending. Look at that right there. And who got assassinated? The Trump supporter or whatever. Charlie Kirk. So you get another K here. Kenneth Gainwell. So let's look up that character real quick. He caused the fumble. Look, his birthday is 6 days. His birthday is 6 days after Xavier Gipson. Okay? He does got that Steph Curry birthday. Look at that. 6 days after the guy he caused the fumble on is his birthday, and dude played for the Eagles. You get that green connection again. Check that out. You get the green connection again. Jalen Carter is back up in the news now because his fine or whatever is happening with him is now trending again. You see it right here, right up at the top. Jalen Carter fined. Jay-Z connection connected with 9/11. Right? Okay, so, scroll back if you want to see the slides again. Jets cut receiver Xavier Gipson after a costly fumble. It was during a kick return. I don't know. Maybe I played it earlier. maybe with that first video. I can't remember. Drops a kickoff return after the Steelers running back, Kenneth Gainwell, they tell us right there, slapped it out of his hands. And the dude has the 14 on his jersey who slapped it out of his hands, it looks like. It looks like that's him on the ground right there. And his birthday is on the 14th of March. Season opening loss to the Steelers. This dude gets cut. Xavier Gipson after a costly fumble. Jets, Jets, Jets. Planes, planes, planes. Steal, steal, steal. Remember the kids when George Bush was in the classroom, they were spelling it out. Planes. Pronouncing it, spelling it, planes. Steal. Kite, I think, was one of them. Until next time,